What's up guys, and welcome back to my next video. Hope you're all doing fine. And today we're gonna continue with the Allegory of the Cave by Plato. Today is the New Year's Day, so we gotta be quick. Alright, let's do this. And surely you would not have the children of your ideal state whom you are nurturing and educating. If the ideal ever becomes a reality, you would not allow the future rulers to be like posts, literally lines, probably the starting point of a race course, having no reason in them, and yet to be set in authority over the highest matters. Certainly not. Then you will make a law that they shall have such an education as will enable them to attain the greatest skill in asking and answering questions. Yes, he said, you and I together will make it. The dialectic, then, as you will agree, is a coping stone of the sciences, and is set over them. No other science can be placed higher. The nature of knowledge can no further go. I agree, he said. But to whom we are to assign these studies, and in what way they are to be assigned, the question which remain to be considered. Yes, certainly. You remember I said how the rulers were chosen before. Certainly, he said. The same natures must still be chosen, and the preference again given to the surest and the bravest, and if possible to the fairest. And hoping noble and generous tempers, they should also have the natural gifts which will facilitate their education. And what are these? Such gifts as keenness and ready powers of acquisition. For the mind more often faints from the severity of study than from severity of gymnastics. The toil is more entirely the mind's own, and is not shared with the body. Very true, he replied. Further, he of whom we are in search should have a good memory, and be an unwearied solid man who is a lover of labor in any line, or he will never be able to endure the great amount of bodily exercise and to go through all the intellectual discipline and study which we require of him. Certainly, he said, he must have natural gifts. The mistake at present is that those who study philosophy have no vocation. And this, as I was before saying, is the reason why she has fallen into this disrepute. Her true sons should take her by the hand and not bastards. What do you mean? In the first place, her votary should not have a lame or halting industry. I mean that he should not be half industrious and half idle. As for example, when a man is a lover of gymnastic and hunting and all other bodily exercises, but a hater rather than a lover of a labor of learning or listening or inquiring, or the occupation to which he devotes himself may be of an opposite kind, and he may have the other sort of lameness. Certainly, he said. And as to truth, I said, is not a soul equally to be deemed halt and lame which hates voluntary falsehood, and is extremely indignant at herself and others when they tell lies, but is patient of involuntary falsehood, and does not mind wallowing like a swinish beast in the mire of ignorance, and has no shame at being detected. To be sure. And again, in respect of temperance, courage, magnificence, and every other virtue, should we not certainly distinguish between the true son and the bastard? For where there is no discernment of such qualities, states and individuals unconsciously err, and the state makes a ruler, and the individual a friend of one who, being defective in some part of virtue, is in a figure lame or a bastard. That is very true, he said. All these things, then, will have to be carefully considered by us, and if only those whom we introduce to this vast system of education and training are sound in body and mind, justice herself will have nothing to say against us, and we shall be the saviors of the constitution and of the state. But if our pupils are men of another stamp, the reverse will happen, and we shall pour a still greater flood or ridicule on philosophy that she has to endure at present. That would not be creditable. Certainly not, I said, and yet perhaps, in thus turning jest into earnest, I am equally ridiculous. In what respect? I had forgotten, I said, that we were not serious, and spoke with too much excitement. For when I saw philosophy so deservedly trampled underfoot of man, I could not help feeling a sort of indignation at the authors of her disgrace, and my anger made me too vehement. Indeed, I was listening, and I did not think so. But I, who am the speaker, felt that I was. And now let me remind you that, although in our former selection we choose old men, we must not do so in this. Solon was under a delusion when he said that a man, when he grows old may learn many things, for he can no more learn much than he can run much. Youth is the time for any extraordinary toil, of course, and therefore calculation and geometry and all the other elements of instruction, which are a preparation for dialectic, should be presented to the mind in childhood, not, however, under any notion of forcing our system of education. Why not? Because a free man ought not to be a slave in the acquisition of knowledge of any kind. Bodily exercise, when compulsory, does no harm to the body, but knowledge which is acquired under compulsion obtains no hold on the mind. very true. Alright, guys, so we're gonna stop on this great text, and we'll continue tomorrow. Thank you for joining me today. See you tomorrow in the next year. Bye.